Hi everyone, Katerina here. Thank you so much for being here today for opening our box number 17 in our Papercraft Society Advent Calendar. This video is part of a collaboration with Monika and Mel. Monika has been posting lovely tutorials every day. Mel has been posting some more detailed unboxing videos, and I will link to their YouTube channels in the description box below. Make sure you go over and check out their videos and show some support in there as well. So today, by textures, we have this lovely little stencil. It is nice, and I don't have anything like this in my stash. I do have obviously stencils, but nothing like so centers, tiny details. So I was going back and forth what to do with this. Eventually I decided to add some ink blending. I did try off camera to the texture piece, which went a bit sideways. It was just too detailed for it, I'd say, or maybe I just didn't do it right. I don't know, but I didn't like it, so I went for 3 different shades of blues, a salvage patina, broken china, and price ribbon distress oxidings, and I'm just going back and forth all over the stencil between these 3 colors until I get a full coverage in there. Then I'm gonna come in with a circle die, which I got from 2 red robins from Highlight Crafts, and I'm going to cut this piece out in my die cutting machine. You'll see me do that in a moment. And once this was cut, I reached for issue 259 of the Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine, which came with this lovely stamp set, which I'm not using today because it came with another stamp and die set, this one, and it is those 4 stamps that I will be using on this project today. The embossing powder is powdered snow. And in here, I'm just stamping the 4 different snowflakes randomly all over a piece of 4 by 6 inches watercolor cardstock. Once I went all over the cardstock, I heat set it with my heat embossing tool. And I will show you in a wee second that lovely shine that you get. So you can't really see much because this embossing powder is translucent but has lovely sparkle to it. I took 3 pieces of just scraps of acetate and coming back with the same distress oxidings that I used earlier on the stencil. I'm adding some water to them and I'm adding them all over this piece of cardstock. Now I used salvage patina and broken china in here. But I soon realized that this is not going to work out much because the colors were just mixing in too much. So I decided to dry the separate layers. So I dried the broken china and then I came in with the salvage patina. I dried that again and then I came in with the prize ribbon and so on and so on. I kept going back and forth between the 3 colors. I still didn't feel that I got a good enough coverage for the snowflakes to show up quite well. So I came in with the broken china and my blending brush and I just went all over those snowflakes. And once I added enough ink and I rubbed off the ink from the top of the heat embossed little stamps because this resists the ink, I was very happy with the results. So I went and done that all over that piece of cardstock. Now the colors on my ink blended background were a perfect match to the colors on my ink blended stenciled circle piece, which I will bring back in a minute. So my card base measures 6 by 4 inches. The holographic cardstock I cut to 5 3/4 by 3 3/4 and the ink blended background 5.5 by 3.5. Now I decided that I'm going to cut a background to my ink blended circle as well. So I took the next size up of those circle dies and I wanted to cut this die into quarters. To get it into perfect quarters, the easiest way I find it to cut the same size circle just from a plain copy paper, fold it into half and then into half again, and then tape it with low tack tape on front of my circle that I want to cut. Now I can see those perfect score lines or fold lines in there, which show me where exactly I need to cut this down on my trimmer or guillotine or whatever it is that you're using. This way I get the perfect quarters to them without having to add any pencil marks, which later I need to rub out. So I really like using this method, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the holographic piece of cardstock in there. I'm just folding it in half and then in quarter. Make sure those lines are as straight as they can be. It's very easy to manipulate the copy paper, and I'm going to cut this down just exactly the same way I done it with my first circle, just like so. At this point, I wasn't really sure what kind of a layout I was going for. I had an idea in my head, but I couldn't really see it materialize until I actually was making it. It was coming together very nicely. So I knew at this point that I was not going to be able to fit the 4 in there unless I was going to go for a bigger card base. But at this point, I didn't want to do that. I thought I'd just use the 2 and I can keep the other 2 for some different project. So in here I just layered these 2 on top of my card base, and I layered 2 of the corners or the little quarters of the circles that I cut down. And I brought in box number 1 and the sentiment that says winter wishes to you and your family. And this is the one that I heat embossed with silver, polished silver embossing powder, and I also backed it up against that same holographic cardstock. The corner pieces I raised up on foam pads, as you can see, so they will add a little bit of a dimension to this card. So I'm going to glue them into 2 opposite corners. And at this point, I could have used the card in a portrait version or the landscape, and I decided to go with the landscape. I don't know why, I just lately like using or making landscape cards. And then I wanted to add some new woodruffs to this. I was thinking between sequins or new woodruffs, and I decided to go with new woodruffs for a change because I want to really start using them a little bit more. I have a few in my stash and I don't use them enough. So the glitter drops, these blue ones, were the Blue Lagoon, which have lovely glittery ones. And the crystal drop is the Morning Dew, which normally would dry just plain like crystal clear, like water droplets. However, I have distress oxiding underneath, so it will pick up some of that blue in there, and I think it will just add some lovely, lovely interest to this. I love how this card turned out. I really like it. I hope you do too. And if you like this tutorial, please do not forget to give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell because that way you will not miss out on any future videos that I will upload. Do not forget to hop over to Monika's and Mel's channels as well and check out their videos. The links are in the description box below. I will be back very soon with another video. Until then, bye!